for what's going on. So I'm like, I bet your favorite color is orange. But no, it will be one day. You know, I bet you're going to go to the bathroom between 5:30 and 6 o'clock today.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's before I leave to work.
Okay. One. You're going to sing a song when you walk home today. Yeah?
Smash Bros. Intro.
You. Okay. All right, so Friday's the end of the grading period. Start putting this together. Tomorrow I'm going to give you a new article about addiction, why we have a propensity to be addicted, okay? And some of the things that go on. And I like to start checking in some of these things. We had that last fingerprinting lab that we did with the super glue, right? The fuming. We had a reading on footwear, which I just asked you to answer the questions on that. We had a reading of toxicology of alcohol. This is the one when I was absent last week or 2 weeks ago. So one day was annotation, another day was answering questions. So we kind of went over the questions together. This one, the video on the alcohol addiction on Ryan. And then the calculating blood alcohol calculation from last week. Okay? So anything that's starting from this week today is for the next grading period. Okay? So I just want to make sure these things that we did up through last week is in the books. Okay? Anything that we start today, like from this video, that's for the next one. Okay? So make sure before you leave today, take a picture, copy it down, whatever, that you know that these are the things they're going to start checking in tomorrow. Okay? All right. Okay. And then also tomorrow, I'll make sure I'll have extra copies of these. As you look through your stuff tomorrow, hey, I don't have this, I don't have that. I'll make sure I have some extra copies. All right? Okay. So, everyone want to take a picture right now?
Yeah, we did.
You good?
No, we didn't.
Later. Do what? Later. Okay. What?
That's all stuff that's due? That's already been.
This is
We
due.
got there for 2 days.
Yeah.
Look at all
Starting
the stuff on
tomorrow.
YouTube.
Yeah, put it together.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Huh?
You guys gonna edit it?
No, we just leave.
Cut it.
You want to be in it?
For this grading period.
We do one every day.
Yeah, anything you start doing now.
Who's that deal with it?
No.
Fernando.
The alcohol addiction.
Wait, how do you put your pin back? I don't.
This one will start
I have Cheetos. Huh?
You could watch the rest on YouTube. Just type in where it says curiosity, your body.
I'm so sorry, Juan.
That's big.
Okay.
Better.
Show the camera.
Alright, so let's get started. So class, I believe we ended with the cabinet making. Alright. So
I'm about to lose control and I think fake laugh.
Heroin now controls Vicky's entire life.
My behavior changed when I tried to stop and put it. It's like a survival tactic because you have to find the guy. Find the guy that had really gave you the cheapest, you know? It's like a severe flu, and the only thing that will make you go away is getting higher.
Next in your body on drugs, we throw users into an emergency situation. How will they function under extreme stress? Heroin, cocaine, meth, and marijuana. We're exploring what happens when people using these drugs face a variety of physical and mental challenges. But now we're raising the stakes. Survival, one of the most powerful human drives. In an emergency, acting without panic is crucial. Getting it right can be a matter of life or death. So how does it work on drugs? In our next next experiment will test how the 4 users react to extreme psychological pressure while under the influence. Jim Koenekamp is a veteran firefighter, and with his help, our 4 test subjects will experience a simulated house fire.
It's just like being inside a room that's just black as can be. Now, the breathing is going to be a major problem because they're going to be anxiety, they're going to be tired, they're going to be nervous, they're going to be scared. They're going to wonder, where the heck am I? And why am I even here to begin with?
When I came around the corner, I saw all the fire trucks and the firemen, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks pretty scary. I don't know how I'm going to get through this.
When the emergency hits me, I totally react in a way to get it solved and resolved.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't go into the building and realize they're just personal possessions on inverter. I'll probably go through the whole thing a lot slower.
It's a smokehouse.
Okay.
Now, the room will be full of smoke. Once you go inside, keep down your hands and knees. Why? Because that's where the fresh air is.
They have 5 minutes to go in, find a lockbox, and get back out. They'll wear protective gloves and a breathing mask that's blacked out. So they can't see a thing, just like firefighters in training. But the most critical tool? A cool head in a crisis. In a real fire, you barely have 3 minutes before the accumulating smoke turns deadly.
All forward.
First, each user will try the test sober.
I don't get too scared or too nervous or anything. Even if I don't know what's going to happen, I still stay pretty confident in emergency.
Doors open, get down low to the ground.
Anytime I'm walking around in the dark, I find that extremely disorienting.
Vicky, James, and Jeff make their way in, find the box, and leave.
When I'm high and I'm trying to do this again, I think I'll flip out.
Jeff was right on the edge of panic. What will happen when he tries it again on meth?
At the end, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe.
Now it's Rob's turn.
I'm ready.
His heart rate will be monitored remotely. On this round, he hasn't used cocaine, but his heart is already beating fast.
His heart rate's jumped 20 points. I'm crawling on the floor and my house is on fire. I don't want to burn, I don't want to die, but I gotta get it done.
Anxiety kicks in. His lack of control is typical of a cocaine addict. Even when they're not using it, the effects linger for days.
When you shut my lights out like that, blinding me, that freaked me out. I don't like that. If I can't see, I go crazy.
Yeah, really hard. And I've lost his heart rate monitor.
Dislodging his monitor, Rob is now a danger to himself and others. The cameraman becomes a casualty.
You okay, buddy?
Our cameraman got cut. Right in my head.
If Rob acts this way before he's used, what will happen when he returns to the smokehouse high on cocaine? And how will the other subjects react when their drugs are put to the test?
Oh, another marijuana.
Now the medical team faces an issue. Do they continue the experiment and subject the users to the stress of this emergency?
I know it's been difficult and even a little dangerous, but we have good monitoring in place, and I'm thankful that our subjects are here to help us explore how drugs work.
The test goes on. So the subjects will face the smokehouse again, but now on drugs. First up is Vicky.
How you doing?
To tell you the truth, I'm really not wanting to do this right now.
She's been smoking heroin.
I'm very concerned about her. In this test, her pupils are pinpoint and her balance is off.
It's really hard. Like, hard to breathe, like, really claustrophobic. Want to make some?
Years of heroin smoking has irritated Vicky's lungs and damaged the tiny hairs or cilia that normally sweep particles away. All it takes is a small dose of anxiety to squeeze the airways almost totally shut. Terrified, she has to exit the house.
Come on, then let's come and sit right here.
Everything was okay until I just started to get really hot. Really claustrophobic and really kind of like a panic attack.
Vicky's body is unable to cope with severe stress. If this is how she responds, what will come to light when the rest of the drug users face the smokehouse test?
Anxiety.
Watching your heart rate.
Intoxicated on meth, Jeff will now try the smokehouse.
His heart rate's 110. His respiration rate's 20. Stable going in.
Is that the marijuana guy? Matt.
I can't find it.
We're gonna stop the test. That's it. We're done. Heart rate's really moving. Gotta slow down. You gotta relax.
Again, Jeff's body went into overdrive. Like Vicky, he panicked, but for different reasons. The meth sped up his whole system until his body crashed.
Let's calm down quick. Have anything you want to say about that test?
No. What's the point?
Next up is James, the marijuana user. His approach couldn't be more different. He's taking it slow and steady.
Appears to have no anxiety reaction. His breathing is totally normal.
Deep in his brain, memories of every emergency James has faced. But the THC has damaged access to those memories, giving him less information about how to react. He's timed out.
Stop!
Good?
Yeah, okay.
How was your search?
Well, I felt a lot more stuff, but I still didn't find what I was looking for. I think it's a Moody Blues song. Alright, guys.
Finally, it's
Slow,
Rob's
slow.
turn. The first time in the smokehouse,
Slow,
he
but
reacted
funny.
aggressively. Now he tries it after snorting cocaine.
When I use cocaine, it's like a mission, kind of like being like a Navy SEAL man. You go in, do your mission, and get out.
I may feel nothing, Doc.
As we've seen on other tests, when Rob does cocaine, his heart starts pounding.
I'm starting to get a little bit aggravated in here, man. Yeah, it's in my way. It's in my way, man. Hot in here, Doc.
He's getting anxious. Anxiety kicked in. I could see it in his breathing. I could see it in his heart rate. I
Really?
could hear it in his
No
voice.
information.
As well as increasing brain chemicals that boost self-confidence, cocaine floods the body with adrenaline. This prepares the body for fight or flight. In large quantities, it can lead to anxiety and anger. Sometimes simultaneously.
He swept his arm in a very hard fashion. That was the last straw because he didn't know what he could have been hitting. Let's stop it! So you can go and think you're a little anxious in there.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
Just come and sit down. Let's get pulse ox and blood pressure.
I don't feel like being real sociable right now, Doc. You know, the questions are getting on my nerves.
He's in an aggravated state on cocaine, but we're in a monitored situation. I have a support team, I have adequate monitoring, and I'm experienced in handling people in the acute phase of addiction.
Come on, tell me. Tell me the good news.
There's no good news.
Fernando.
Coke addicts report a 30-fold increase in panic attacks and also suffer from a greatly enhanced risk of cardiac arrest. Yet many remain unaware of the risks.
Stop. In an emergency situation, I could do it stone cold sober, I could do it high on cocaine. If I did it high on cocaine, watch out. You know what I mean? I'll be sitting in the chair in the White House by the end of the day.
The smokehouse tested the reactions of the 4 users to extreme psychological pressure. Marijuana. James' impaired memory led to a false sense of security and a total lack of urgency. On meth, a high burst of confused activity, then a crash. On cocaine, violence and delusion. And heroin induced panic, hinting at a serious underlying problem in the lungs. Next up, our final and most controversial test of all. Can drugs boost strength and even make you superhuman?
That's a lot of strength.
A team of medical experts is conducting an extraordinary experiment. A group of drug users is getting high, so they can be put through a series of physical and mental tests.